Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gringo Trucker Show. My name is Matthew Gossett, coming to you live from Hialeah, Florida. Thanks for joining us today. The Gringo Happy Hour. I'm sorry, the Trucker Happy Hour. Sorry, I'm a little selfish there when I say Gringo. Just kidding. Today, we've got a couple topics we want to discuss. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift, hater or lover. She did something pretty incredible for her hardworking truckers that transport her equipment around. And we're also going to talk about the soaring diesel prices. They are out of control. I'm going to tell you how bad they are. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Taylor Swift. Maybe you're a fan, maybe you're not. When she first came out, I was onto it. I like the little poppy stuff a little bit here and there, but in my eyes, she's fallen off. However, she's done something pretty amazing that I'm going to have to revisit my opinion of her as of now. Her highly successful Eras tour in the U.S. is concluding. And she expressed gratitude to all of her hardworking truckers that transport her equipment, her stages, and things like that. She rewarded them, each trucker, with a $100,000 check as a token of appreciation. Now, it was a complete and utter shock to the truck drivers, as they would normally get about $5,000 to $10,000 for a bonus. But she wanted to do something really very special for these folks. Show Motion, one of the transportation companies hired for the tour, revealed about 50 members of both trucking crews received this extraordinary bonus. The bonus recognizes the tireless efforts of the truckers. I mean, you got to think about it. These guys are on the road for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months at a time, even working overnight to get her where she needs to be, to get her equipment where she needs to be, often working overnights and through the night. So the surprise announcement was made during what the truckers assumed was just going to be a regular, ordinary production meeting when Taylor Swift's father, Scott Swift, revealed the bonus plan. She wrote personalized notes to each driver to express her gratitude, adding a personal touch to the gesture, which, again, everybody knows a personal note kind of makes you feel a lot more cozy, a lot more comfortable. Other tour members also got some bonuses, including the catering, the video, the audio, the lighting folks. She really, really went the extra mile and took care of those people. I mean, $100,000 check, that's going to be changing some people's lives. You know, here they are expecting 5,000. She gives them 100,000. That's a pretty big deal. So kudos to Taylor Swift. It deeply impacted the entire team, everybody who was involved on tour. Actually, she's still on tour now. So, you know, we'll see again, whether you're a fan or not. You know, maybe you want to revisit some Taylor Swift songs, some little poppy songs. I know, you know, every time she breaks up with somebody, she writes about it, you know, so, you know, maybe one of those songs could relate to you. Who knows? So, now we're going to go. We have the luxury, and I do mean luxury. We have our own correspondent who gets to go out on the road and do these interviews. And if you guys watched last show, it was one of my favorite points of the entire show was listening to these truckers that we get to interview out and about on in one of our truck stops that are just pretty local here. But we get people from everywhere. And today you're going to see a couple of different ones. The first one we're going to do is from, we're going to show is for Alan. He's actually from Canada. So you'll see everybody comes through Florida. Everybody loves Florida. I mean, who doesn't love Florida? But when we talk to them and actually get their opinions on different things and things that are going on in the other parts of the United States, and even a couple of other countries, you know, Canada and Mexico, we find out a lot about the world, the trucking world as a whole. So right now I want to go talk to Alan. Actually, Yoandi's going to talk to Alan because I'm here. Yoandi's going to talk to Alan. We're going to talk about what the big deal is here in Florida, what's different from Florida, and what he sees as one of the major problems that are facing truckers right now. Take it away.
I'm here in the La Peña del Camionero in the truck stop of 122 Southwest South River Drive with Allen, a Canadian trucker. What do you think about the world of trucking in the U.S. and the Canadian?
Oh, it's very good. It's kind of slow right now, but compared to other states, Florida, we got still good business because from Canada to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, it's slow. Yeah. Slow business.
And you usually drive from Florida?
Twice a month.
To Florida?
Yeah, twice a month.
And where in Canadian are you?
Montreal, Quebec.
Montreal, Quebec. Yeah. The Canadian trucker was hero for many truckers in the U.S. with the pandemic, with the.
I was.
What do you think about the?
Well, we were obligated to have vaccinated 2 times, and it was kind of cool because there were no traffic for a few months in 2020, and what I was gonna say, but that's it. So for me, it's like twice a month. Now I'm gonna take 36 hours to clear my hour, and Saturday I'm leaving back to Canada. I'll be there Monday, and
the trucker from US can has the aptitude for the Canadian trucker. The Canadian trucker are together in their fight, but here it's impossible.
I don't know. It's too big country. Yes. But we're not home, so we gotta be more gentle with the people, the cars, the trucker, with the people.
Yeah. One message for all truckers.
Keep be safe on the road, and it's too late, but happy 4th of July a little bit late. Take care, buddy. All right.
Happy 4th of July, a little bit late. That's all right, Alan. We appreciate that sentiment no matter what. And that was a great point that was brought up about the Canadians, truckers standing in solidarity in 2020 when the vaccines hit. That was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big news story here in the United States as well, just showing the power of a group of folks when they come together for a common cause. We appreciate you, Alan. You're welcome to Florida anytime. He said twice a month, which is pretty incredible. That's a pretty good gig. He also mentioned how slow things were in the Northeast. So imagine if you're a trucker here based in Florida, maybe you don't know how good you got it. But, thanks to Alan, thanks to everything he does. Thanks for the Canadian truckers showing the solidarity, speaking out against, items that they don't feel are right for humanity, basically. So again, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Yolandi. Right now, I'd like to seriously thank our sponsors for this show, which is going to be Elite Insurance and Beyond. They literally have everything you would possibly need for your trucking business. Elite Insurance and Beyond has been around for a long time. I monitor the Facebook groups, and the number one question that I see come across is, where do I get insurance? Where can I find insurance? So I'm steadily trying to help those folks out. We at Elite Insurance and Beyond try to give them the best rates. We try to give them the best coverage, but more importantly, we give them the service that they require. So Elite Carrier Services of Miami, now that's a different animal, same umbrella. But what basically they do is they will get you set up with all your DOT certifications, all your permitting. They do license plating in 48 contiguous states. Anything you need to get your truck business up and running or to maintain it, they actually will take care of that as well. That's Elite Carrier Services of Miami. Now, we actually have another interview. This one's going to be Greg, right here in South Florida. He's actually from Naples. So Yowandi's doing a great job. I love it when he goes out there and has a good time with these folks at the truck stop. So Yowandi, take it away with Greg.
Sorry for my English fair, but what are you seeing? What is the big problem, or what are the problems for truckers in U.S. and Florida?
Parking.
Only parking?
Wherever I go, unless it's a big western state, the parking is horrible. New York, New Jersey, Naples, I think if whoever could start a decent-sized truck stop over in Collier County, not just with the Indian reservation, but near the coast, they'd make a lot of money doing that.
And what do you think about the price for cargo?
Price in cargo's gone down a little bit. There's not as much traffic right now.
What do you think about the Ron DeSantis in Florida?
What I think about Ron DeSantis?
Yes.
Whenever I come back to Florida, I see all the other people's the license plates from other states moving here, so he's doing something right.
And what do you think about Biden?
About Biden? Pretty much useless. He's worse than useless, actually. He ran up the cost of fuel, and now they're trying these EV trucks that they're starting to push in California. We were energy independent, and within months he wrecked all that. So that really hurt me in the beginning.
What is the worst state for you for driving?
It'd have to be New Jersey, New York, New Jersey.
It's crazy, no?
Yes. The streets are so skinny, and it's very a lot of construction, and whenever you go to some place to pick up or drop off a load, there's no room to turn anywhere to park.
A message for the truckers. What are you saying, or what you want to say for all truckers in U.S.?
Well, keep hitting it hard. You'll always have a job.
Okay.
People always need their stuff delivered to their door.
Thank you, Greg.
All right.
Yeah. No,
There you go.
yeah, no. And remember, it's in Spanish, but we have translation.
Yeah.
Every day, Monday to Friday at 11:30 in kbcmedia.com. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. Thank you. What's those guys got?
Aha. Way to go, Greg. Greg's spitting some knowledge there, isn't he? Let's first talk about the parking issue. If you were with us last week, you'll notice that a couple of other truckers that we interviewed said the exact same thing. Parking has become such an issue across the United States. Not as bad in the Midwest and Western, but as far as the Eastern seaboard goes, parking is horrible. So something has to be done about that. Let's talk about his second point, which would be the Bidenomics, as Johnny from last week said. Gas prices are out of control. This is actually going to flow into my second topic here in just a moment. But he loves what Ron DeSantis is doing. He recognizes the fact that when he comes to our state and he sees a lot of out-of-town plates, so do we, especially here in Miami. We all recognize it as well. But you'll see people love coming to Florida because Ron DeSantis has kept us free. He was bucking the system when it came to the vaccines. He's telling Disney they need to pay their fair share. I mean, this stuff like this is important in states' rights. So I know I appreciate Ron DeSantis. I know I said it again last week because we had somebody comment on it. But, I appreciate being here. As far as DeSantis Trump goes, we'll talk about that in a future show. But Biden and the gas prices, I mean, the first order of business that he did when he came into office was signed an executive order basically eliminating our energy independence. Now, maybe in the short term, that was a good idea in his feeble mind, but for the rest of America, I mean, for everybody who actually pays for gas, that was horrible. That was horrible. So now, here we are. We were having gas prices at the time of Donald Trump at, $1.80 a gallon, $1.90 a gallon, and here they are, back up almost to $4 a gallon again. Don't mention diesel because I'm about to get into that. So speaking of the increase in diesel prices, I love when a segue just works out, like things just happen and flow into each other. Diesel prices increased once again, 13.9 cents per gallon in the last week. A highway national average for diesel is now $4.38 a gallon. They've risen by 57 cents in the past 4 weeks. Why? What is a logical explanation for this? National diesel price is 53 cents a gallon cheaper than it was a year ago. Well, let's mess up a problem make it a little bit better, and then claim the victory for it. Way to go, Biden. Thanks. Gasoline prices also rose with a national average of $3.85 a gallon. The diesel price increases were seen in 10 surveyed regions, ranging from 10.4 to 17.9 cents a gallon. Retail prices are supported by strong upstream wholesale energy markets and demand in various sectors. Crude oil futures are above $80 a barrel, supporting diesel prices. Trucking companies are confident that due to strong domestic demand, according to Bank of America Securities, these problems are going to continue. These problems, there is no solution in sight. What you'll notice if you talk to truckers or if you're interviewing some of the major trucking companies out there, they're going to tell you that it's going to get worse if we have a cold winter. We have no choice but for the prices to go up. The inventory outlook is tightening, and concerns about the high diesel prices are nationwide. So 2024 forecast is $85 a barrel. So imagine what that's going to do to it. That's from Bank of America, actually talking to us about that price. Brent crude price forecast for 2024 is $90 a barrel. So you guys use your own judgment and figure out where this is going. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not in a good way. So again, thank you, Biden. Let's talk about Zega USA, shall we? This thing that's right in my way, right in my face at every show, you can't help but to notice it. It's very heavy duty and anodized anti-fuel siphoning machine. This thing is beefy. If you'll notice, it's very, I can do, I know you hear it because of the microphone. This thing it's a beast. And what it does is basically stops siphoning from your gas tank. It also helps control spillage, which is a huge, huge waste of money, especially with these diesel prices being the way they are. So you guys should really think about getting one of these. This thing's called a Zegamex from Zega USA. If you use code Cornetazone 10, Cornetazone 10. See, this gringo is in Hialeah, and I'm working on my Spanish. You would think I would know what the heck horn was in Spanish, but if you use the code Cornetazo. See, I just got to slow down. I try to speak like the Spanish people. Whatever, super fast. Cornetazo 10. Look how easy that flows now. If you use that code, you're going to get 10% off. And the exclusive distributor for that here in South Florida is Top Tracking System, which is your leader in the ELD logbook and GPS service. These guys are phenomenal. The system, the design is easy to use. The customer service support is 24/7. If you're stuck on the road at 3 a.m. on a Sunday, they're going to be there to help you guys out. And that's serious. And that differentiates them from the rest of the other, Samsara and all those other guys that are out there. We have lower price. We are made by truckers, for truckers, and we are dedicated to you truckers. So with that in mind, I think we're going to go right now. We have one more interview. I think we're going to go to Joe, who's in North Carolina, pretty close to my, one of my old stomping grounds in Atlanta. But let's see what Joe has to say with Yoandi.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
Yes,
Yeah, where are you from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. What do you think about the news that Ford retired 3,000 F-250 and F-350 for airbags problem?
Oh, I've had, this is my third Ford, F-350 or F-250, usually a dually or a single axle wheel. I love them. 6.7 diesel, very powerful. Pull the camper, don't have any problem.
You are in the road. How is the difference between the roads of Florida and North Carolina, Georgia? What is the worst state for you?
No, there's a lot of construction here. A lot of construction, more so than North Carolina. But the roads are not much different.
one message about all the people drive a big car in the roads about accident or precaution or something like that.
Yeah, you just following distance, making sure that you give yourself room between, because a lot of cars will pull over in the lane right in front of you because they're zipping in and out, but you can't do that with a truck and a fifth wheel. So you got to make sure you have good following distance. Everything else is fine.
When you in Florida, do you like Florida?
I used to live in the villages in Florida, in Central Florida, for about 5 years. Then we moved. I'm originally from North Carolina. We moved to Florida and then moved back. So we love Florida.
Thank you so much. What do you think about Ron DeSantis?
Oh, I like DeSantis. Nothing but thumbs up. Seems to be a good man with good morals and good ethical values.
And what is your favorite for the election between DeSantis and Donald Trump?
I wish they could get along better. I think Trump, he done a good job before. He'd do a good job this time, but he needs to moderate what he says, and be a little more politically correct. Not a politician, but you don't have to call people names. He can run on what he's done. His past history is good enough.
Yeah, he's got a great point there. If Trump would have stayed off of Twitter, he would have been a little more well received. I love the way this guy talks. Let's just talk about that for a moment. This guy is so down to earth, so lovable, so Southern. The charm is real. We've been to North Carolina several times. We love North Carolina. The people there are super nice, super sweet. Joe runs a flatbed. We love DeSantis here in Florida. We also wish that they could get along a little better. I think Trump did a great job when he was in office before. And I honestly believe that Trump is going to do a good job when he wins in 2024. But it would be nice if we could have a Trump DeSantis ticket. I don't know. Is that too much to ask? Maybe they can hash it out between now and then. But we really appreciate these truck drivers coming in from multiple states to come into Florida to tell how good the state is, and then maybe to help us with some issues that the state might have. Maybe somebody in government could be listening right now and figure out these parking situations, the construction situations that may be hindering these guys from delivering their loads on time. But all in all, Florida is a great place to live. It's obviously a great place for the trucking industry, as you heard with several of our interviews that we had. The load prices here are better than most. Overall, the load prices in the United States are down. And again, like I said, I monitor the trucking boards on Facebook or whatever, and that's a huge concern right now with the brokers, not paying as much as they used to, demanding a lot from the drivers themselves. So, thank you, Joe, for that interview. Again, I love talking to the truckers that are out there. I love listening to them. I love listening to their concerns. I love listening to the positive and the negative. I see it a lot when I'm out on the road. I see a lot of the positive and the negative. So again, I appreciate listening to it. Thank you, Yawandi, for the great correspondence. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Again, I'm going to retouch on the first topic, which was the Taylor Swift situation. If you're a fan or if you're not a fan, you have to be a fan of her generosity. She really went above and beyond, more than anybody could have ever expected. Like I said, the average is about $5,000 to $10,000 for a bonus situation. She gave these people, $100,000. Imagine what that's going to do to their lives. So yes, they were gone from their wives or gone from their kids and gone from their home for months on end, but she wanted to make sure that she made it right, made it worth it for them. And, kudos to you, Taylor Swift. Thank you. And I'm going to listen to We May Never, Ever, Ever Get Back Together. I don't know. I think that's one of her songs. The second point I made, again, thanks, Joe Biden. Energy independence is gone in the United States. And all you're going to do from now on is see these prices for diesel gas rise and rise. There's no ceiling. And that's Bidenomics. Pay more, live worse. Truer words have never been spoken. So, let's see what this one says. Biden math. This is what he uses to govern our country, by the way. 8.5 last month, 8.5 inflation this month. Hey, look at 8.5, 8.5, 0. Look at there. Oh my God, that was hilarious, man. Thanks for putting that up on the screen. I enjoy seeing things like that. I like a good laugh at Joe Biden's expense, especially. So again, thank you for tuning in. Follow me, the Gringo Trucker. Subscribe to this channel, the Gringo Trucker page on YouTube. Subscribe to KVC Media. Any insurance information, quotes, anything like that, Elite Insurance and beyond. Any DOT issues, if the fuel tax situation, call Elite Carrier Services of Miami. Pick yourself up one of these. You'll get a 10% discount if you use, what's that word again? Cornetazo 10. See, you just got to be a little slower with it. And then for my last sponsor, I want to give a big shout out to Florida Gonzalez Cigars. Yadi Gonzalez makes an incredible cigar. You guys, I know a lot of truckers like myself love to smoke cigars while we're driving. Definitely takes the edge off of these idiotic drivers, especially here in South Florida. So Florida Gonzalez, we have anything you need to meet your palate. We have mild, creamy, medium-bodied, medium to full-bodied, but we're full of flavor here at Florida Gonzalez Cigars. So on that note, I'm going to enjoy the Gringo Happy Hour. I said it again, the Trucker Happy Hour, which is also the Gringo Happy Hour. I'm going to start by having this cigar, and we're going to see what drink I choose this evening. I'm thinking maybe a margarita. With that, Gringo out.